Only a few days after we installed the equipment, we started seeing the first big improvements, first in the laundry and then in the indoor swimming pool as well. In the laundry, the thing we noticed was that all the washing machines filled up with soap suds. We got in touch with the machine's manufacturer, and we also talked to the company that supplies our detergents and other chemicals. The washers kept foaming, so we reduced the amount of detergent, and the final result of all the experiments and lab tests was that we could reduce the amount of all the chemicals we used, not by 1/3, but by 2/3, especially in the laundry. We saw the same thing happen with our indoor swimming pool. It's a pool that gets very heavy use, not only by our hotel guests, but also by people coming in from outside. Here again, we were able to drastically reduce the amount of chlorine we used, as well as the flocculants and other chemicals, while still maintaining the levels required by health regulations. They are inspected every year, of course, by various agencies who send inspectors unannounced to check them. Our indoor pool is almost 15 years old now, but you can see, and your camera will show, that there are hardly any traces of limescale here or anywhere else in the building. Our coffee maker, which we haven't descaled for the past 9 years, is completely trouble-free, and the service engineers who see it can't believe it. It's absolutely clear to us that Granda technology and the revitalization of the water doesn't lower its calcium carbonate level, but it does transmit information. The information that keeps calcium deposits from forming in the building and in the pipes. These are the conclusions we've come to with Granda. We're absolutely convinced about it and recommend it to all our professional colleagues and to every household. We were wondering whether some of our hotel guests were coming to stay with us because of it. And so we started asking people at the front desk and discovered that especially from some of the countries of Central Europe, starting already with the Netherlands, our clients are very aware of Granda. One of them saw a small picture of our indoor swimming pool in a Granda brochure and kept asking about it until he found us and actually came here. We've seen that again and again in the years since we installed it. In the meantime, it's mostly the Germans and some of the Swiss guests too who are increasingly interested in Granda water. And we are very proud to be the first Granda hotel here on the plateau.
Since St. Oswald Hotel installed water revitalization, the flowers have been blooming both better and longer. But there have also been positive effects on the environment.
Granda, now let me see. I think we installed it about 3 years ago, and we've been having a great success ever since. We have a hotel laundry, and we find that we need less of all the chemicals. I mean, we hardly use any now, only what you absolutely have to use. In the case of the laundry, we've reduced the amount almost by half, and the same goes for our indoor swimming pool. But where I really see the difference is in the children. They hardly ever get red eyes when they swim here. Why? Because we've really reduced the dosage, almost to the bare minimum. Over the past year, we've used about 20 kilos less chlorine, and we've really reduced the amount of other chemicals too, and that's an advantage. We installed Granda water at our business about 18 months ago, and we discovered two main benefits. One has to do with detergents and the other with the need to repair our equipment. That has really improved. We have very hard water and had to have a water softener. After we installed Granda, we needed about 1/3 less salt for our water softener. Then there's our coffee machine, which is a very delicate piece of equipment. Now we can tell the difference in the quality of the coffee. The quality has become substantially better. We also have our fruit juices, the freshly made juices that we mix with Granda water. The taste is so much better when they're made with Granda. We get a lot of feedback from our hotel guests. They tell us that when they shower or wash their hair, they simply don't need to use as much shower gel and shampoo. It makes their hair so soft and manageable. We also get a lot of feedback in the restaurant and in the kitchen as well. When you use Granda water for cooking, whether it's for making soup or anything else, the water is simply different.
Es ist einfach ganz anders, das Wasser.
All there is in this box, really, is just a pipe, where the water runs in one side and out the other. In the final analysis, the water doesn't come into contact with anything except the pipe running through the revitalizer. In the revitalizer itself is just water, Granda water, and it's supposed to transfer its information to the water that's running through it.
Really quite simple.
Basically, incredibly simple. The results have been quite impressive.
Friedrich Maurer is a restaurant owner in Gleisdorf, Austria. In 1995, he was introduced to Granda technology.
Before I got the water revitalizer, I had problems with my water in the summer, especially midsummer, when it was relatively hot. The first year I think it went bad 3 or 4 times. You really had to be careful to maintain the right chemical balance, otherwise the water turned bad on you. But since I got my water revitalization equipment, I really haven't had any more problems. The first year I used 14 buckets of pH minus and 4 to 5 buckets of granulated chlorine. Last year I used just 1 bucket of pH minus and 1 bucket of chlorine. That's all the chemicals I had to use last year. The second area where we saw a significant change was in our laundry. We have to use a lot of chemicals in the laundry, mostly detergent. And after we installed the equipment, I told our chambermaid that she was to use only half the amount of detergent, and that's exactly what she did. I must say, it made no difference at all. You couldn't say the laundry wasn't getting as clean as before. It was just the same.
It gets just as clean as it used to, using half the amount of detergent.
Only half the detergent?
That's right.
So then I went and had a look at the accounting records. And I had a look at the previous 3 years, comparing the period from April to June, because that's our financial year. And in the case of detergents, it was clear to me how it was paying off. When I saw what we had spent on detergent, I could see that it was paying for itself. Between April and June, in those 3 months alone, I had spent between 800 and 1100 euros less on chemicals. There was also a significant difference in the restaurant, the bar, and in the kitchen. In the bar, for example, we turned the detergent setting on the dishwasher back as far as it would go. But that still wasn't enough to suit me. So I went and mixed the rinse solution for rinsing the glasses. I mixed it 50-50 with water. And I must say, it washes just as well as it did before. So I can see that it works.
5 years later, we visit the Maurers again. Are they still getting the same results? Friedrich Maurer's enthusiasm is just as great as it was before.
It was certainly one of the best investments I ever made.